Okay, welcome everyone to the Rocket Sync number 19. Show today is brought to you by Sergiusz, Casey, and a couple of folks from Intel. And we first would like to start with a demo by Arno, showing the progress of the quantum interface and this. So, mic to you, Abba.
Yes, so I will share my screen. You see my terminal now?
Yes, it works.
Okay, so we'll start a pod with 0 apps, and then I will add some apps and show how the isolator can work with that. So first, I use the new command rocket app sandbox. I see I have a pod, but I don't have any apps, and I can check that with the command systemd cgroup ls. And here I can see I have my container, my pod, with systemd running on journald, but no other process. So I will get the UID of that pod. I see it has this UID, but no application yet. And I will add one application. So I'm adding an application with limited memory and limited a different user and group. And it should, when I execute it, print a message and print the user ID. But so far, nothing happened because I need to start it. So I use the rocket app start command. And now, if I go back to the other terminal, I see the message that I requested and the UID. Sorry, the user ID. And I should have, with systemd cgroup ls, I should see that this time I have the shell running and the command running. Next, I want to show that the isolator is really working, the memory limit. So here I am in the cgroup directory, and I will print the memory limit in bytes, and it should be something like a 44.
124.
Yeah, I don't remember how much I did, but I can check it. 444 megabytes. So that should be about it. Okay, I'm stopping the sharing now.
So right now this works with memory, CPU, user, group. What else?
So there, I put the issue number on the Google document. And there is a list of things which are implemented or not implemented.
Okay.
So so it's bug 3203. Yeah, SL Linux is not implemented. The capabilities are implemented. So yeah, there's still things to add.
Okay. Thanks.
For the question from my side, for the remaining C group stuff like CPU period, is this just mechanical refactorings that we have to do, or is it imposing bigger problems like score adjust and CPU period and CPU shares?
For score adjust, I have no idea. I don't know if systemd exposed that.
I don't think so.
And you had a look ago at CPU, the other CPU commands?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't understand why they separate period and quota in Kubernetes, because they are related, and both of them express a percentage together. So I don't really know what's the reasoning there. Then shares, there's a systemd option for that, so we could do that. And what else is missing? Well,
Linux?
the SE Linux stuff, I have no idea. I haven't looked at it at all. And additional GADs, I guess it should be pretty easy. And yeah. So yeah, maybe I can comment on the upstream Kubernetes issue, or yeah, ask about that, about this period and quota separation.
Yeah, I did the easy one, but I didn't do the difficult one.
Yeah, we start with easy stuff.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm wondering how we can proceed to clarify this issue. Apparently, we don't have this solved with the current RocketNet ease setup. So maybe we can set up these questions, Ifan, and post them upstream somehow. Maybe Ifan can advise on what the best method would be here to get the answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can discuss the Kubernetes signal channel or just fire upstream Kubernetes issue.
Okay.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you very much, Alba. Are there any more questions?
Not for me.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's good to see that we have good progress. I think isolators is one of the most important bits, being the whole purpose. So thank you very much for the work. Okay, next topic. Pavel, are you here? You wanted to talk about Rocket Monitor stop time for the CoreOS flavor. I think you have some new graphs.
Yes, Michał was running tests in last few days. We fixed some problems with measuring stop time. So at this moment, CoreOS flavor is quicker with start time, and we with KVM and QEMU are a little bit slower. But still, there is some issue with CoreOS stop time. It's still increasing with each iteration. Give me a moment. Okay. Here is a link to the newest graph, and like you can see.
And Pavel, can you share your screen so we have it in the recording too?
Give me a moment. Okay, here. So maybe little bit. Okay. So like I said, from the start time, the results look reliable at this moment. So CoreOS is a quicker one in our case. We will be working on optimization of start time of the QEMU. So we are hoping to make it get closer, a lot closer. But like I said, for the stop time in the CoreOS flavor, like we can see with each iteration, this is 1000 iteration. The start time is increasing with each iteration. So it looks like there is some kind of problem with stopping CoreOS flavor pods. So I think that's all about this. We can discuss this further on the GitHub.
Okay.
It would be nice if some of you will take a look at this.
How is the stop time measured? Is it the time of the rocket stop command, or?
Yes, it was using rocket stop command. And I think all changes for Rocket Monitor are pushed or merged on the master branch.
Okay, so we can have a look.
A lot of fixes there.
Okay, we'll have a look.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, so I think JJ, you have an update for us on the container runtime interface integration.
Yes. I took a branch, it was 3 days ago, with a feature branch with CRI stuff, and I tested all the features that were implemented then. I don't know whether it's some new features right now. It's just starting the sandbox and making applications and so on. And looks like everything works fine. It's nothing really weird because we are using the enter entry points, right? They're made by SSH. So I think that I can remove the condition with KVM for mutable pods now, and I'm planning to be on track with CRI now, so I think it's good. Maybe you got some additional requirements for me to remove this condition. I don't know. Got some?
When adding new mounts on volume into the pod,
looks like the mounts are gonna be done really easy because 9p mounting, right? No, or not? Pavel?
I don't know yet. That's something to test.
Okay, the mounts are not problem with KVM flavor
Yeah.
because we have we are doing it through the 9p file system, and we can just add some files and remove some files on the host, and there are immediately visible in the VM, or the changes are visible in the VM.
Okay.
One question from my side. Luca has done some work on the TTY multiplexing, and we were just scratching our heads how to accomplish this. The KVM flavor, I really have no idea currently. It's for the kube control, it's for the attach feature. Maybe it is something that you could sync up with Luca once he's back, because we were not really sure how to accomplish this, because you are living in a different VM. If we can do some 9p tricks to tunnel sockets by it, I have no idea, to be honest.
Yes, Luca was talking about this yesterday on Racketnet's call, and I think Jacek will be in sync with him and help with this attaching issue.
Okay, great. Any more comments for the CRI work in KVM? Okay, so let's move to the next topic.
Yes.
Machine and KVM. JJ.
Yes. Right now in the Racket, our VMs are not registered in MachineD, and I was wondering what features of MachineD we are using. We can, of course, register the machine by using the dbus API. It's kind of easy to implement, but I didn't find anything, any MachineD feature that is right now required to do something. Logs are done, are not related to MachineD. I saw on the demo that for the C group stuff, MachineD, I think it's used somehow. But I don't know, maybe you know for what we need it, because we just need to know whether we need to implement this really, and what features we have to provide from VM to MachineD.
Probably not much, because most of the feature of MachineD is for container with namespace, so I don't think it will help much.
Yeah, no, I can think of the top of my head, maybe power off and terminate. I don't know how will that interact with KVM, but for the rest, yeah. I mean, you cannot do bind mount inside. You cannot. Yeah, what else does MachineD do? This MachineD exec or something like that to exec things inside. I don't think that works.
Yes, but as far as I remember, I tested the MachineD features like execing and something like this with CoreOS flavor, and the only feature that I find is working with CoreOS is powering off the container. So, okay, so looks like we can drop it for now, at least for now.
Yeah, not really a priority.
Okay. Okay, the third thing, insecure option and KVM. I was looking on insecure option last time, and I commented I make a condition for KVM flavor for insecure options paths, as you know, I think. But I think that we can disable all insecure options for KVM flavor, because there's no chance that we can influence the host. The only thing we can influence is the stage 1 VM. So the options does not have any sense. The only separation we can make by using insecure option in our case, it's separating the applications, which is, I think, not really needed.
I think half of the option in insecure options are for the execution, but half of them are for the image, like how to download them by HTTP or HTTPS with TLS or with TLS.
Yes, I'm talking about the stage 1 insecure options, just the seccomp, capabilities, and paths.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with not enforcing them in KVM.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, JJ. So there is another point. Demos in progress planning for next week. And I see this was edited by Brandon. And I guess the motivation is to a discussion on what we can show next week in the next SIGNode meeting, the context of Rocket NetEase or CRI integration in particular. So spontaneously, my idea would be to show off exactly the Argos to the right man, the work that Alban has done with the isolation. And also I'm pointing in the gallery view.
Okay, I see you're in the bottom left corner, so.
Okay, sorry. I tried to point to Casey. Maybe we could show, maybe we can show even the pod forwarding.
We will see it on the recording.
Okay, maybe the pod forwarding features. Yifan, I'm not sure if this is already to edit, to edit in the Rocket. If not, maybe show the line.
Yeah, I think I can add it to the Rocket before next SIGNode meeting and demo that.
Cool.
Yeah, sure. That PR should be merged probably soon once Sergej approves says that he had fixed his issues, and then you'll be able to. It's just a command line parameter at sandbox time, sandbox start time. That's the important thing. It's not an app property.
Right.
Cool. So we have a plan. Let me write this down. We will show isolators integration, and we will show pod forwarding for sure. And the list can grow once we have more features implemented during the progress of the week. But we know today that these are the two features that we can show off for the next node.
Cool.
Any comments on that one?
With some luck, maybe we can show the Monster volume if it is ready, but I don't know if it will be ready at that time.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll try.
Okay. Thanks, by the way, that you guys took all the.
Sure.
Okay, the next one is by QMA with vhost.
Actually, I was wanted to explore the vhost, how to use it on QEMU, and I found another thing related to it, that the QEMU allows to provide up and down scripts, and this could be used to share here. This could be used to provide generic scripts for satellite network, and I've got here, this is the script. I have to add BusyBox with asks and grep to process the virtual alternates. But in general, the whole flow for setting up network would be with using this up and down scripts for QEMU like this, that all path for the setting up network via CNI will be the same. There would be no changes in CNI, and all non-mainline CNI plugins should work out of the box. And here in the app script, each tab device will have like first network. There it's created for first network description. It's created ATH0 interface, and this would be for this script for tab 0 would be search this device and bridge it with tab and strip off the IP address. So basically, all namespaces and alternate devices and virtual alternate devices will be created by CNI, and in the last step, the QEMU process would be started in a namespace, and then for each network description would be added number of network. For first network would be 0, for second one would be 1, and it would be bridge the appropriate the virtual alternate with the corresponding tab device. But basically that's all. The only changes will be added. I hope we would need to polish the scripts, because for now it's crude proof of concept to check if this would work. And the only thing in, if it would be, yes, in net plugin add, that I have to change it a bit and add routes, the gateway routes and mask, net mask information, because it was missing from the runtime information of network. And basically that would be all. It would be, because I know that there was discussion on Kubernetes, not Signet working on the GitHub, that some of the engineers working on networking was opposing to the idea to have plugin that would could create both virtual alternate and tab device, and they tried to push to separate plugins for tab devices. And considering that there are quite few plugins out of the main CNI repo, that would mean that every plugin should be supported by us and on the one-by-one matter. And if we could do this transparently, and it would work plugin agnostic, I believe this could be the better idea. One thing that it's not, maybe not so good, that the need to add some sort of BusyBox, or at least this free commands like request grep set up, and to not so clean that the virtual alternate will be created with network address by CNI, and then in some sort of script will be stripping this address down. So it's not the cleanest way, and I am aware that that's the downside, but upside is, like I said, this that we are plugin agnostic. Actually, that's all what I came up with this. What are thoughts on this?
That's pretty cool, because it certainly solves a big problem with the KVM networking not really being CNI compliant. It's you sort of bake it, right? One of the things that I had proposed to the CNI team after the TAP infrastructure got bogged down was to add a different command called configure, where the runtime will be responsible for creating the interface, and then just delegate it to CNI to configure it. If that's a thing that would make sense to you, we could push forward on that and try and get additional verb added. I mean, just as we're thinking about improving CNI networking.
So configure would just take the interface, right, from the calling.
Yeah, it just gets an FD of an interface, and CNI is supposed to configure it.
Right, but only to take the configure will be tailored for the tab devices, or would be general for both Ethernet pairs and tabs?
I mean, it should be able to.
Because
VIC would be able to do both, but obviously they're not exactly the same.
Yeah, but the one thing is they are introducing versioning, and also other thing is that there are lots of the off-tree plugins that are CNI compatible. So on one hand, it will be nice to have out of the box from the CNI support, but the other thing, what about the other plugins? Like people are also using Calico, or I don't remember if WIF is CNI based. But when I checked, it was quite few, and with this, if it could be done transparently.
Yeah, this is really cool.
All right. So I will probably, for sure, I will push forward with this in the next days.
I want to say one thing. I just noticed that you had, make sure you do a poll, because I could see that I have made a conflicting change with one of your files.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's. All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks a lot, Łukasz. Okay, so today is a pretty fast session. The last topic, as I see as of now, is diverging CRI from appc. And that is a topic that Yifan already encountered with the labels and annotations, and also Casey with port forwarding. It will probably also affect nouns. And the thing is that the appc specification as it stands today is not really compatible with the requirements imposed by the container runtime interface. So what we did in the appc repo is we created a CRI branch, similar as we did with Rocket, and simply use the appc in a fast forward mode and change the things and bits that we need in order to comply to CRI. And this is also that how we should treat the appc from now on in the context of CRI. It's just merely a architectural document on how we want to push Rocket forward, and kind of loses a little bit its super official character. Yeah, so that's my point. Casey, any additions to that?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, the one thing that's sort of frustrating is how CRI is pretty distinct from the pod model. I think we're all sort of feeling that sense of frustration, but I don't know if there's anything we can do about it. Yeah, I think at some point in time we were going to have to just pull in the data structure. Right now, the big problem is that the data structure that stage 0 writes is an appc manifest, and then stage 1 basically we pass almost no parameters to the manifest besides the manifest, with very, very, very slim exception into the stage 1, as most of you have probably seen. And so I think that the fact of the matter is we're going to have to pull that data structure into the Rocket code base. The question is when are we going to want to do that nasty rename? CRI is a small enough change that we can just do it, but I know sooner or later that decision, we are going to have to do that. That's just something to keep in mind. I don't know if there's anything more to say right now. We may decide at the end of the CRI efforts that we have officially diverged too much already and we are going to need to just fork it, but it's not looking that right now. It's looking like we can just add a couple data structures and move on and make progress with CRI without splitting off of appc.
Okay. Right. Oh yeah. Thanks for adding the link and the community sync document. There's a link to the branch that we just created for the appc or for the CRI compliant appc. Okay. So I see no more points in the agenda. If there is nothing more from your side, I would say we can call it a day.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks for joining. And have a nice evening, and overseas, have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.
You guys. Bye.